Hello, this tutorial is to explain the Python for loop statement with an example. We will also see a Python program to count the number of upper and lowercase letters in a user-entered string. A Python for loop can be used to iterate over a sequence like list, tuple, string, etc. Iterating over a sequence is known as traversal. The general format of a for loop over a sequence is it starts with a keyword for followed by a for loop index variable. Here we have used the index variable as val followed by the keyword in and a sequence variable. Now the sequence can be a list, it can be a tuple, it can be a string or any other data structure which represents a sequence, followed by a colon symbol and the body of the for loop. A for loop is executed as the loop variable val is assigned with the first element from the sequence and the loop block is executed once. That means the variable val will take the first value from the sequence and the body of the for loop will be executed once. The second point, the loop variable is successively assigned with the next element from the sequence until the last, and the loop body is executed for each time. That means the val variable will take each individual element from the sequence from first to end, and each time it will execute the body of the for loop. The third point, the for loop block can consist of one or more statements. That means the body of the for loop can be a single statement or it can be a multiple statements. The fourth point say the statements within the for loop block must be intended. All the statements which is part of the for loop block need to be intended for space. Let us see an example to display all elements of a list using a for loop. Here we have assigned a list into a variable named as A. The list consists of three values, three different data types we have used. The first value is 101 of integer type, and the second value is xyz, which is a string type, and the third value is 80.56, which is a floating point type. Using a for loop, we display individual elements belonging to the list. We have written as for n in A. Here n is a loop variable and A is the list. And inside the for loop body, we have written only one single statement, which is print n. N is the looping variable. So as per the meaning of this for loop, the n is a loop variable which will take initially the first value from the sequence A. That means n is first initialized with the value 101, and in the loop body the value of n, which is 101, will be printed. In the next iteration, the loop variable n will take the second value, which is xyz, and in the third iteration the n will be assigned with the third value from the sequence, which is 80.56, a floating point number. So during the execution of this program, each individual element of the list will be displayed because of print statement. That is, during the first iteration, n is assigned with a of 0, which is an integer number, which is 101, which is the first element. In the second iteration, the n is assigned with a of 1, which is string xyz. And in the third iteration, n is assigned with a of 2, which is a floating point number 80.56. The for loop can also be used for processing the characters in a string. The Python for loop can iterate over the characters of a string. Before iteration begins, the for loop variable is assigned with individual characters of the string. Let us see an example to display all the characters of a string using for loop. In this example, by using an input method, we take a string from the user and store into the variable st. The for loop is written as for I in st. The I is the loop variable and st is the string. So during the execution of this, the for loop variable will take each individual character from st, and because of the print statement, each characters will be printed. The number of times the for loop will get executed depends upon the number of characters belonging to the st variable. During the execution of the program, if you enter the string as Mumbai, each characters in the Mumbai will be displayed one after another. Let us see a Python program to count the upper and lowercase letters in a user entered string using for loop. Using an input method, we have accepted a string from the user and stored into the variable st. The L int u is initialized as 0, which is used to count the number of lowercase and uppercase letters in the given string. A for loop is used for iterating through each characters in the string. It can be checked that each character is upper or lower by using isUpper and isLower method. So we write if I dot isUpper, then we increment the value of u by 1. If I is a lowercase, we will increment the value of L by 1 to indicate that the number of lowercase and uppercase letters. The details will be printed, the user entered string. The user entered string is there in the variable st. followed by the number of uppercase count. The uppercase count is stored inside the variable u. The number of lowercase count execute and see the program output of this. We have entered three uppercase I, L and Y. Other characters, 5 other characters are there, which is lowercase. So it shows the count as 3 and 5. So in this program, we have used a for loop for iterating through a string. The statement for I in st is written where st is a string variable and I is a looping variable. I will take each of the characters from the string and it execute the body of the for loop. Thank you for watching this video.